I think we may have enough time to get into it. So our one thing that we wanted to discuss, especially on the heels of our Nick Cannon discussion that we had last week is, can Black people be racist?
Can they?
Y'all want me to go first?
I mean, sure.
All right. Well, as long as you don't try to do a Dr. Watkins terminology on me.
Like
All right.
I'm
I
chilling. Go
feel like they
ahead.
can be, but this is what I'll say. I think the strength comes, power, power comes into, well, strength comes into numbers. So a lot of us together, if we think a certain way, I do feel like that we can be racist. I don't know if one single person can be racist, but I think if a group of people come together, and even if they are black, that they can be racist. Does that make sense? I think anybody can be racist. That's how I feel. But when you start breaking down the terminology, you got to be somebody with power. I do think that anybody can have power if they have the right amount of number of people.
I could agree with that too.
Kenya, you want to go next or no? You want me to go?
No, go ahead. I mean, cause go ahead.
Okay, so the question is, can Black people be racist? And if you're going by the textbook definition of racist, the short answer is yes. I mean, you want me to go further into it
No,
or?
no, because that no.
Yeah, because you'll start
Okay.
breaking it down.
Mm, mm, okay.
Yeah. Just
But
the
there,
short answer is good because I could agree with that too.
now I will say this: I was dead wrong last time because what I was talking about was stereotypes, but when we were talking with Jay at her brother's birthday party or birthday dinner, he was right. Like stereotypes could just become, you know, they could become racism, but that
Hmm.
doesn't mean
As,
one.
as long as you keep feeding it and it keeps
Yeah,
festering, it'll continue to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So
Hmm.
yeah,
a lot the same with being prejudiced, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But well, you might.
Prejudice, discriminatory.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So how are we all in agreement on this? And what like this wasn't as good as a topic as I thought it was going to
I
be.
mean,
Because
but
I
hold on
think
though. Hold on.
okay.
I, this topic came about because Kenya was having a conversation with somebody in our comment section. And do you want to talk about it or not?
I think we're all.
Sure.
All right, go ahead and give your what was going on because of course it happened to you. What was going on?
Yeah, so I just think that he didn't totally listen to the conversation, first of all, because I was clear about what I said and how I felt. Going back and reading the comments, it was clear that he was on some bullshit, especially for calling me a tribalistic racist, not even knowing me. Like, and just like that was prejudice and stereotyped
I
and
think we're
racist remark in itself.
I
But
think where people closed their ears and they didn't realize what we was trying to say is that we want Nick to stand on his word, and that's where
Period.
people
That's what
they
all it
they
is.
got upset with us because we told him to stand on his word. That's what Nick believes.
Right.
Stand on it. That's all.
And
And
regardless of throughout that conversation, us disagreeing on whatever else, we definitely agreed that we were disappointed that he did not stand on his initial statement.
but that doesn't mean we believe his
Right.
statement.
That does not and I
right,
think even I said I did not subscribe to that.
Well,
Um
to me, I don't do enough research on that type of stuff
mhm.
to
hmm,
even when it like I said, once you start bigging up your race and putting down another race, you
Mhm.
kind of start missing me when you start putting down a different race. But
right,
Right.
I can't say that he's wrong, but I can't say that he's right because I don't do my
right,
research.
Mhm.
right.
Cuz
So yeah,
I did go back and listen to that interview with him and Professor Griff, and I
Mhm.
also listened to the follow up interview that he had
With
with
that Jewish.
Rabbi Abraham Cooper.
Okay. How was that?
So,
Was it
uh,
boring?
yes.
It's like
much,
reading
much,
class.
yeah, because it's. I mean, I just, I feel like it reinforced my feelings about Nick. Why did you? You should have stood on what you believed the first time. You did not have to, because I felt like I wasn't feeling it because once you get into the interview, you find out that one of the stipulations of even having the interview was for Nick to issue an apology.
Oh,
Mhm.
really?
Yes. So
Yeah.
I was like, you
Okay.
know what? He shouldn't have did that.
See,
I'm
Mhm.
like,
my big thing is I don't mind that Nick had the conversation. He just shouldn't have had it with Professor Griff.
mm-hmm,
I think when you got two black men talking about somebody else's race,
mm-hmm.
that's like two white people talking about the black struggles. That's not going to go over well. But
Yeah, yeah. One thing that I thought that was interesting is that the rabbi said to Nick Cannon that conversation would have been okay if y'all were having it in the coffee shop amongst yourselves, but for you to have it on your podcast is another thing to like
you
blast
got
it
a
out there and put it out there
responsibility.
for
Mhm.
everybody else. And I'm like, well,
If Nick's
okay.
trying to be transparent, no, Nick's right. But what I can understand what dude is saying, you got a responsibility you held to, so you got to watch because there's people watching your show that's not going to do the research on it, and they're just going to go
And just
about.
take his word for
Yeah,
it.
Hmm.
exactly.
But what is? But I don't. I didn't. I guess I couldn't understand why the conversation would have been okay in a coffee shop
Because
versus publicly. Like, I mean,
everybody
if
have type
if
of.
you
Go ahead.
if what you're saying is that the conversation was anti-Semitic, it was wrong. Why are you okay with the conversation being had at all?
Because
Mhm.
I guess he's trying to say that you can learn. It's okay to it's okay to have different views as long as you learn them.
Hmm.
In coffee shop, there's a lot of conversations you might have with your friends or whatever that's not supposed to be out in the public. Uh, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just you should be able to take something from that conversation at least. Does that make
I
sense?
mean, I guess I kind of was just looking at it like, who are you to tell me what conversations I can have on my podcast?
Listen, two things could be right. I agree with you on that too. But at the end of the day, if you want to be transparent, you got to take the consequences that come with being transparent.
Mhm.
And that's the only
Mhm.
thing.
I guess.
I'm not mad at Nick saying it on his podcast. I'm not
Me
mad at
either.
none of it. I'm just mad that you didn't stand on your word. Don't apologize. If that's how
Hmm.
you feel, that's how you feel. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to hear you talking in some other way about it soon once this smoke dies down.
And
Hmm.
then I just read something where he just issued a statement, another apology type thing for being ignorant about the Holocaust. He
Uh,
did his, like he said, I didn't read the whole thing, but the gist of it, I guess he did a little bit of research and did some reading about how the Jews.
But
Um,
see, that's my problem too with people like that. Like, don't do your
mhm,
research after. If you want to speak on something,
mhm,
you won't never hear
mhm,
Hmm.
me speaking about
Because
the
you just
Holocaust.
jumped all out the window without even
Yeah,
knowing.
like
Like,
mhm,
I won't. You won't
mhm,
hear me talking about the Holocaust. You won't hear me talking about World War I, World War II.
mhm,
None of that unless I do
hmm,
my research.
mhm.
If I watch
And
yeah.
somebody.
we all clear in that conversation. We didn't
Hmm.
know too much about what they were speaking, what he was speaking on. We was just all in agreement as if that's what he believed and that's what it was. Stand on that shit. Like you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
um yeah. So
I
I
feel the
don't know.
same. No,
And I think it's always a bad idea to try to compare atrocities committed between two different groups of peoples. Like, okay.
Mhm.
'cause boy, I tell you, one people that we don't talk about is the Native Americans, and I know they be back there talking about thinking like, oh, y'all think y'all had it bad?
Mm.
Right.
They gave
Right.
them land, and it still be looking like it's super poverty on
Hmm.
those camps, the Native American camps.
Right, but I think that's as a result of us coming up within a system of white supremacy. And I'm sorry, I have to say this. Like, I mean, even if you have a group of Native Americans or a group of Black people, and you, by definition, they're racist, it's not even comparable to the level of racism that we experience as a part of a
Mhm.
bigger group
Mhm.
ourselves.
Yes,
Because
Right.
It's like a blanket. It's like a blanket. The white supremacy covers the whole United States.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think that people even trying to point the finger and say somebody black is racist, I think it's a form of trickery to make it seem like it's equivalent to what we might experience.
It's
Mm-hmm.
And
like the all lives
I'm
matter.
not going to let you play that type of game with me.
So that's how
Don't
you
Right.
do it.
treat it. Like it's almost like when you say Black Lives Matter and somebody say All Lives Matter. It's
Right.
almost like that. Like when somebody
Right.
say white people or white supremacy, you say, well, just black people is racist. It's almost like
Right.
we
Mm-hmm.
know that, but let's address the bigger issue.
Right.
Right.
Because the way it
Right.
is, like you were saying, as far as the white supremacy goes, anyway you turn around, it could be a company manager, it could be a judge, it could be a cop, it could be whoever, it could be your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Your doctor might know something, but might keep it from you. You might know a better drug that you could take, but he might keep it from you just because he don't like black people. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going, you know what I mean? You won't take this drug over
Mm-hmm.
here, but I know this other drug is better than you, but I'm not going to give you that information because I don't like your kind. There's
Mm-hmm.
all that type of stuff out there that you
Yeah.
don't that we don't even think about. Everybody just see plain surface like white person being racist, black person being racist. But no, there's a
Mm-hmm.
whole system that's designed to keep us down because it was made from the white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely agree with you on that. Um, it's dissimilar when you say Black Lives Matter, somebody saying All Lives Matter. Because
Mm-hmm.
black people can be racist, but it's far in between compared to white supremacy.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And all that
Yeah.
as far as dude calling you a tribal racist, um,
That
that
was
sounds
a
like
racist ass thing to say to me.
somebody who only lives in their world, their bubble, and don't
Mm-hmm.
understand how black people work and tick.
Mm-hmm.
Some
But is
racist
it? But if you're
ass shit
talking
to
about,
say.
but if you're talking about racism in and of itself, isn't racism itself tribalistic?
Yeah, 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 because that's how racism begins.
And he it was racist because when I read the definition, they referred to tribes in Africa getting like black people getting like it was a he used it as a in a racial way.
Racial.
Mm.
Once I went back and
Because
looked
he
it
got
up,
mad. He got mad.
yeah, like so that's why I was like, I'm not even going to go. I was like, I see what you're doing. I'm not going to go back and forth with because I could call you the same thing. That's why I said I see what type of bullshit he was on, and he left it at
Mm-hmm.
that because he was a racist himself, whoever he was.
Well,
But you're not gonna
I
let
didn't
you.
even. I'm glad you looked it up because I was like, he is looking for some stupid argument. Like you didn't even watch it.
Yes, because I was like, how can you say that about somebody that you don't even like, whatever, and you didn't listen to the conversation because we were very clear about our conversation and how we felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely look it up along with other shit that I don't understand. I got to get an understanding on for myself.
Unless
Yes.
or unless this person did listen to the whole thing but zeroed in on the specific thing that we said that they did not like and just couldn't get
Oh,
past
that's.
that,
But that
you
is how it
know.
is.
Okay.
That's how it
Yes.
is on anything. That's how
Yes.
it is on
Yes.
anything. As far as like, once you hear that trigger words, that's over.
Yes.
Hmm.
Like with the Kanye West situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We don't want to hear nothing else out your mouth. You
Yeah,
just
we
said
don't want to hear
Tanya
shit
Chapman
else.
did something wrong. We don't want to hear nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but y'all don't need to be reading those comments anyway. You'll never. When this your platform, you'll never win. You'll never win.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Not when it's your platform.
I know, but if I got time, I got time.
I know it was only one. Wait until like 10 of them just
I
swarm
know. I
up and
know. I can't. I will be up all night under everybody's comment. No,
boy,
no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
telling
Oh
you, it
man.
But
happened to
yeah,
me before. You be trying to chill. It'll be 2 days later because
They
YouTube
kept
will catch a
replying
break.
again. You be like,
Yeah,
uh.
I'm off of this subject. I don't even. I'm like, man, I don't even want. That was 2 days ago. I don't even feel that way no more.
right, right.
Hmm.
Gonna be people who
Well,
don't.
usually I've been kicked out of a few groups and a few platforms blocked.
Mhm.
Because maybe I'm not one person that, oh, 3 days later, here the hell I go again. Oh, she's still at it. Oh, yes, I am. Because I had some more shit to say that I just thought about.
So
No,
you
I'm
part
just,
of the mob.
no, I'm just joking. Yeah. So.
Well, I think just like on the topic, like right, I guess to kind of like, I don't know if you guys are ready to end or not, but um, just even thinking about them comments and the accusations of being racist, I want people to know that it's important for us to not to be tricked into getting into a divisive state. We're doing, I think we're making progress working together to try to dismantle the system of white supremacy that we're currently in. So I don't want people to get distracted with people trying to trick them into thinking that these trigger words like you're a racist, you're a racist, you're a racist, who agrees on who's racist. We have a bigger fight, and we do have
Mhm,
allies out there who we definitely do appreciate, and we want to move forward. We're not going to sit up
mhm,
there and allow anybody to divide us by
mhm,
using some trickery, in
mhm,
order to do it.
Well
So.
said, well said. And I agree. I would agree with that all the way when
mhm,
it comes to whoever. Like, there's one common purpose, and that's to make the world a better place for everybody.
Mhm.
mhm.
It's not knowledge on that beat.